Good evening. My name is Karen Brown, and I'm here to represent the Negro Ensemble Company in a very, very exciting and innovative project that we are doing tonight. A few little things that I'd like to talk to you about tonight. One of the things I wanted to mention, and something that I felt absolutely the need to do, we are dedicating this particular project to Charles J. Weldon. On December 7th, 2018, the Negro Ensemble Company lost Charles. He had been the company's artistic director since 2005. Charles had an inextinguishable and immutable passion for NEC. In his words, NEC saved my life. His most fervent desire was to bring about the same revelatory transformation for younger and emerging artists, to work with older and established artists to create amazing work. For this reason, we dedicate this performance to Charles Weldon in celebration of his life and his dreams.
And you hold my hand, it makes me understand the true meaning of romance. I dreamed last night that I was by your side, but then I knew that it was just a lie. So darling, hurry home. It makes me feel alone to know that you are far away, and you hold my hand. It makes me understand the true meaning of romance.
Our host tonight is an amazingly talented actor who has been around NEC for many years. He also knew and was influenced by Charles Weldon. So please welcome very talented actor and playwright, Khalil Kain. Thank you, Khalil.
Thank you, Karen. Good evening. My name is Khalil Kain. The Negro Ensemble Company is excited to bring to you this first production in our live Zoom series. Now, before we begin, I would like to take this time to honor and pay tribute to a few NEC greats who can't be here tonight. February 20th, 2020 marks the passing of NEC co-founder Gerald S. Crone. In 1967, Crone, with Robert Hooks and Douglas Turner Ward, merged their genius to create NEC. The creation burst into reality with significant funding from the Ford Foundation and an amazing 16-member array of talented actors, a wealth of designers, technical artists, playwrights, and administrators. To Mr. Crone, we say thank you and rest well. Tonight's event is dedicated to Charles Weldon. Now, for 13 years, Charles acted as the artistic director of the Negro Ensemble Company. From 2005 until his death in 2018, Charles did what he could to protect and breathe life into the much heralded legacy that is the Negro Ensemble Company. Charles Weldon was a showman to the bone. He had a luminous smile, and when he told you he loved you, you believed him. He was a gem of a man, beautiful. He was a resource. I had the pleasure of working with Charles Weldon on 2 occasions. We acted alongside each other in one play, and he directed me in another. Charles reinforced in me what an honor and a privilege it is to light up a soul with what we have to offer as performers. Charles understood that his duty as an elder was to lift us up. With that in mind, Charles Weldon treated me like I was a superhero. He knew that as a black man and as an artist here in the good old US of A, that is exactly what I needed. Charles Weldon was fortunate to be a witness and be involved in that confluence of black art and passion in the 70s and 80s. Charles wanted that for us. He did what he could. He gave his life to that end. Charles Weldon, June 1st, 1940 to December 7th, 2018. He was the real deal. I loved him. He's missed. Now tonight, we have 6 short pieces that we feel will be very entertaining. So sit back at your house and enjoy.
Asked a friend of mine, what should a black man do if ever stopped by the police? My friend, a highly ranking police officer, said, do whatever the police officer tells you to do. I said, but what if the police officer's wrong? He said, do whatever the police officer tells you to do. Avoid the conflict. See, the police own the circumstances. You can work out the ethics later in court. It seemed like sound advice. Except for George Floyd, there is no later in court. He's dead. He was arrested, restrained, handcuffed, and choked to death by a cop's knee on his throat. 3 other guardians of the public order held George Floyd down as he was killed. I wonder what advice my friend would give after that. You know, people identify with George Floyd, mainly black people and concerned white people. They have their knees on all of our throats. We are all being choked. I can't breathe. I mean, not really. We have choices. George Floyd was immobilized, cuffed, face down on the ground. He couldn't breathe. He didn't have a choice. All he could do was beg to be allowed to breathe. He asked for his mother. You know, we are no better than those 3 other officers at the scene of the crime, accessories to murder, or rather, maybe like the bystanders, you know, eyewitnesses to the crime, asking the police for leniency while taking cell phone videos. Still, the primary offense isn't the lynching of George Floyd, but rather our compliance to white supremacist beliefs that generate these types of atrocities. Stifled by racism, breathing becomes very difficult. Most men my age or older know the story of Emmett Till. In 1955, Emmett and I were teenagers on the south side of Chicago. We all had family from Mississippi, the Mississippi Delta. And as is customary, every summer we would go down to visit that family. Emmett would visit his uncle in Money, Mississippi. He was kidnapped, tortured, and mutilated by a gang of white men. Jet, a black magazine, published a picture of his mutilated body. My mom forced me to go to the viewing. Thousands of us cascaded in front of Raina's home to pay our respects and to view the remains. His mom made sure the casket remained open so that the world could see what they had done to my son. Those desecrated remains in that glass wall casket remained in my nightmares well into my adult life. But the horror didn't end there. Because by the killing, there was a trial. A jury of 12 white men heard eyewitness testimonies, including testimony from Emmett's own uncle, Moses Wright. They viewed damning evidence, and it only took them a little over an hour to acquit the later self-admitted killers. One of the killers, Milan, said later in an interview, "What else could I do? He thought he was as good as a white man." But the horrors didn't end there. You know, the killing of Emmett Till was just a straw on the backs that bore so many burdens of other oppressions. It was the catalyst that became the modern day civil rights movement. Rosa Parks said she remembered Emmett Till when she refused to give up her seat on that bus later that year. After seeing a picture of Emmett's mutilated body, an incensed and young Cassius Clay, later known as Muhammad Ali, said he was prompted to vandalize a local train yard to vent his frustrations. My friend and the leader of the Mississippi Summer of Freedom in 1964, Fannie Lou Hamer, said she used the memory of Emmett Till to help her in her work in the movement. She said that the memory of Emmett Till helped her to get through her fears. You know, the most compassionate thing I've heard in these most catastrophic times came from a sheriff in Flint, Michigan. He was trying to stop a group of BLMs from protesting the lynching of George Floyd and demanding the arrest of his killers. But he had hit a stumbling block and he didn't know what else to do. He did the inconceivable. First, he took a breath. Then, he took off his helmet. Then he put his riot control rod down. And then he joined the protesters. He showed us what we all need to do. We all need to remove our helmets, because when we remove our helmets, we see that we are all just like each other, humans in need of help. When we put our clubs down, we have to find alternative ways to communicate. And when we communicate, we find compassion, love, and understanding. And then we all need to just take a breath. Then and only then can we together move forward towards justice.
Yo, we've been married 5 years already.
Time flies. And you really don't want kids?
No. Now, whenever the subject comes up, we'll do this thing where we high-five each other to celebrate another year without them. My mother hates it. We'll be like, 5 years, no kids, high five, woo!
But why? Why don't you?
Why don't I what?
Want children?
Because I don't feel like it.
Is it the money? Kids are expensive.
No, that has nothing to do with that. Although that would be a benefit to not having any.
Well, there's got to be some underlying reason why you don't want to be a mother. Maybe you feel like it's too overwhelming and you might not be good at it. My mother told me how hard it was when she had feelings. She wondered if she was ready for that responsibility, so maybe there is an issue here you're not addressing.
Not at all. I just don't see myself living that life. Car seats, strollers, baby carriages. I don't want anything to do with that. Why do women have to have babies? Why don't you have a baby?
Because James and I just started dating again.
So
I...
Doesn't that apple pie look good? I think I'm gonna order some apple pie. You guys want some apple pie?
You don't even eat apple pie.
I will if you stop harassing my wife.
I'm not. Look, y'all are good people, okay? Danya, I don't think of you just as a sister-in-law. I think of you as a sister.
do you?
Yes. I love you both, and I feel like you would make great parents. I just want to be sure that you're making the right decision. Trying to get at whatever this is, you might not be willing or able to talk about.
I didn't know you left your job at the bank.
What?
You know, when you became a psychiatrist. Look, I am very capable of making decisions for my life without you giving me a cross-examination.
I got it. You're one of those people who doesn't want to bring a kid into this world because of how cruel people can be. But look at it this way. Your mother had you. Don't you want to give somebody else the chance of life? What if your mother decided she didn't want to have kids?
Then I guess I wouldn't be sitting here having this pointless conversation. Listen, it's not that deep. I mean, it may be deep for you. For me, it's just as simple as deciding where I want to work. Being a mother is one of the toughest jobs there is, right?
So I've heard.
There you go. Look at it that way if it'll make you feel better. Motherhood is a job I don't want. I'd rather just work my not-for-profit, helping the people.
You're really okay with this?
Excuse me?
If I was gonna have children, I wouldn't have them in this country. My kids.
Your kids.
If you wanted to have children, I wanted them to have roots somewhere else, somewhere where they could truly be seen as what they are. Black people are seen as American first in every other country except America. Also, in every other country, people are categorized by where they're from, their nationality. So, if we had a child in France, that child would be French, and his children and their children would know exactly where their people came from. They wouldn't be walking around talking about they can't trace their lineage more than a few generations. My family suffered in this country too long, and it stops with me.
That is sad. What about a legacy? Who is supposed to carry on our name?
Well, hopefully women will have progressed to a position where my legacy won't be an offspring. I plan on making an impact in the world that doesn't involve getting pregnant, because that's not fun.
So you wouldn't consider carrying a baby you didn't have to take care of?
What?
Right, what?
I found out that I'm not able to carry a baby full term. And I wanted to ask the two of you how you felt about Danya being a surrogate one day, if James and I can stay together long enough to have a family. It's just something to think about.
I am so sorry. When did you find this out?
I've had endometriosis for years. The doctors ran tests 2 weeks ago and gave me those results last week.
Why didn't you tell me?
I don't know. Maybe I was in denial.
So this was an interview?
In a way.
But why?
You two are the perfect candidates. You really don't want children, so there is no chance you'll get attached to this baby.
I wish you would have told us that in the beginning.
I'm so sorry, sis.
I feel like such a jerk.
Why? I wanted your honest opinions. That's how you feel. There's nothing wrong with it.
Well, I'll at least think about it.
You will.
You definitely will.
You do know that I think of you as a sister too, right?
You do.
Of course.
Hi, I'm Gil Tucker, an Adelco Award-winning actor, and I am the Negro Ensemble Company. I am also the Black Spectrum Theater Company, and it all began for me with the Billie Holiday Theater Company's first love in 1973.
My name is Lynne Michele, and I am NEC, Daughters of the Mock 2017.
Hi, my name is Claudia Nell McCoy, and you might remember me from the Negro Ensemble Company's 2017 award-winning production, Daughters of the Mock. I am an award-winning actress, and I am NEC.
Not true, man.
That's not true.
It is.
No, it's not. No, it is not. Look, all right, my parents came from El Salvador to get away from revolution.
That madness was because of the reactionary.
No, but you can't expect people escaping counter-revolutionary violence to then come here and be part of a rebellion.
In my doctoral thesis, I argue that same oppression, same injustice, same reactionary violence is happening in this country.
We're pre-revolution. How can it be reactionary?
The insatiable needs of capitalism are creating the same economic desperation in the heart of the empire that it has created our economic colonies and will force all the workers here at home to slap that ass.
What?
I mean, even Milton Friedman admitted that capital lives off the labor of others. And the only way to disorganize the workers is to fuck Pusha T and anybody that love him. Hand up his ass, I'ma have to headbutt him.
Hey, are you all right?
I don't know.
Look, the tendencies of immigrants escaping resurgent fascism, man, it's gonna be harder to overcome than me and my homies cruising in my lowrider.
Hey, what, bitch better have my money.
What happened to your L's? You know, maybe you should sneak across the border with heroin on your back and cristal up your ass.
Nigga! Bitch!
Ay, órale.
Nigga.
Órale. What is happening?
I don't know. It's like, I don't like them figgity fat. I like them stiggity stack. You wiggity whack if you ain't got no biggity back.
Well, it's like the Hawthorne effect.
No, the Hawthorne effect has been discredited. The idea that an observer can affect the observed?
Right. But in a socio-cultural setting, that maricón, coyote.
Get a hold of yourself. Get a hold of yourself.
What's happening? Órale. What's happening, mami? Let's get some tacos. Ay.
Punk ass bitch.
Órale.
Some fine motherfuckers in this bitch tonight.
Órale. It's like... It's not...
Keynesian, you got it.
Wait, it's like we're in the stereotype zone. The inherent economic injustice in post-Keynesian capitalism
contributes to the economic, political, psychological degradation of the working class.
Oh, mamá, ándale, órale, ay.
Tell me, how was business tonight, Queen?
It was fine, Jack.
Fine.
Fine.
Do you love me, Queen?
Would I work for you if I didn't?
Bitch, would you work for me if you did? Heard about King tonight?
I don't want to talk about it.
Your highest paying customer gets stretched out and found burning in an alley and you don't want to talk about it. Notably interesting.
It's none of my business. Plus, I heard it was Ace that did the job.
I guess you were close enough to hear that, huh? Notably interesting, seeing that Ace was found burning in his car on 138.
Spying on the neighborhood now or spying on me?
One of those is my hobby, the other is my job. Now you tell me which one is which.
Isn't your job supposed to be to love me, to protect me, to give me a home, to feed me? Or is it to tax me, to call me home like the dogs, and that's only when you need me?
Go ahead, get it out of your system, Queen.
Fuck you, Jack.
Give it to me.
You think you fucking know everything. You think you know me, you think you know yourself, you think you know this block, you think you know Harlem, you think you know New York City. Nigga, I bet you think you know the world because you tax too few girls. You think you a king.
I'm Jack. I don't think I want to be king right now.
Motherfucker, you don't want to be Ace either.
Is that right? Sit your ass down. Look here. Listen to me and listen to me good. When my daddy taught me the game, he told me two things about women. The two things I would never need to know about y'all kind. The first, all y'all want to feel the heat of love. The second, any woman will burn anything down and anyone to feel it.
You think I did it, don't you? Why would I burn a man who I never loved?
So the flames will open the eyes for the man you do.
Don't feel bad for me, because I'm out here tricking. Don't feel bad for me because I'm in the dark. I may be in the dark, but at least I'm not alone. There's plenty of folks in the darkness, from the whores, to the pimps, to the players, to the addicts, to the drug dealers, to the babies who can't find their mamas, and the babies who don't know where their daddies are at. The darkness is a dark place, nigga. Full of dark people that have been held captive too long, hung too long, shot too long, poured too long, cheated and beaten too long, broken too long. The dark place called home by dark people, called home too long. I'm home, nigga. I'm home, nigga. She wanted me. I could tell. She stood by my picture the longest. Then she searched the room until she found me. Didn't come right over. Watched me. So I started trying to act smart or something. Standing straight, ignoring Sheikah, who kept trying to make me run around. I thought if I acted smart, maybe she thought I was worth being picked. My hair looked good, my t-shirt clean, and I stood and I waited. Then I see Noah walk up to her. He talking and she smiling. So I got mad. She fall for smelly old Noah, then she ain't the mama for me. So I raise my chin and I pay her no mind. Then it come to me. No one was gonna pick me. No one was gonna make me a part of their family. So I decided right then, I'll be my own family. I'll be my own mama, my own papa, even my own sister, and I didn't want no brother. And then that lady left. Just left. Didn't pick Noah or no one. Why she come then? Just to look at photos of us black kids? My picture in the art gallery make her no mind. I lived in Overtown, where my mom was kin until last year. And then they threw me out, like litter. They needed the room, they say. So I put my stuff in a paper bag and I left. I've been there 2 years. 2 years I'd be hanging around, picking up stuff, doing chores. And when I left, no one even looked up. I look back and no one even noticed I'm going. Could I be that small so no one even hears me go? I slammed the door so they know. I thought maybe somebody yelled at me for that, but then nobody say nothing. I was just a ripple in their lives, moving along, never making no impression. I got mad. Not just a little, I got really dark mad and I thought, I'm gonna make you see me. I'm gonna find a way to make you remember me. So I put down my bag, I empty out my stuff, and I start collecting rocks. Fill my bag with anything big enough to break glass. I thought, you gonna see me, yeah, you gonna hear me, because I'm gonna break every window in that house. I'm gonna fill that house with so much breaking glass, they know how my heart feel. So I climb up the sea grape by the empty porch. I sat in the saddle of the branches and I let loose one after the other. And I'm hooping and hollering and I start to hear yelling from inside the house. And just as Aunt May comes to the door, I lob one big rock and it lands on the porch right in front of her. And everybody else be ducking, looking for cover, but not Aunt May. She marched to the base of the tree and she look up at me and she say, what you do that for? What you want? And I stop my hooping and hollering and I look her right in the eye and I say, I wanna be like everybody else. Why I ain't got no folks, huh? Why a throwaway kid? And she say she keep me if she could, but Uncle be sick, and she can't keep me and Uncle too. And I say, let me help. Let me be a part of the bad times better than no times. And I'm crying and my face be wet, and I come to see this ain't the place for me. So I drop my bag, I climb down, I empty out the rocks, pack my stuff up, and I walk to the long end of the drive. And my face be wet, but they can't see. They see my back, which is straight. They see me moving away and not looking back. I'm thinking, this is the way I protect myself. Eyes straight ahead, standing tall. This be the way I go through life. And then I notice, I like the way this feels. I like standing tall. I like myself.
Hi, I'm Adrain Washington, an award-winning actor, and I am NEC since 2017 with The Soldier's Play, directed by Charles Weldon. Hercules Didn't Wade in the Water, also directed by Charles Weldon. And most recently, a photograph, Lovers in Motion, by Ntozake Shange, and directed by Ifa Baeza. I am NEC.
Hi, I'm Marc and I am NEC. I've been a part of the company since 2020 when I was cast in Photograph, Lovers in Motion. A great play written by Ntozake Shange and directed by her sister, Ifa Baeza. I am NEC.
My name is Ryan Desaulniers, and I am NEC. I was in 2019's production Imminently Yours, written by Karima, and will also be in Negro Ensemble Company's 5-minute play competition this June 26th.
Hi.
Hi.
What are you doing up there?
Observing.
You ever come down here?
Nope.
Oh.
But you might be coming up here.
Don't you want to come down here?
Down there.
Yep. We got swimming, green grass, food, people. Are you the only one up there?
Nope.
Who else is up there?
You remember your uncle?
He's up there?
Yep.
How did he get up there?
Well, he was convincing.
Convincing? How do you do that?
There are many ways.
If I die, is that convincing?
No, that's just dead. Nothing moving there.
If I fake dying?
No. How do you do that?
You put a rope around your neck, but you make it look long enough so when you jump, it doesn't cut you short.
But I'll see the fake.
I'll do it when you're not looking.
And how will you know I'm not looking?
When it's cloudy. Then I'll jump and yell like I'm doing it. Then you'll come up and you'll get me.
So you'll be dead.
Fake dead.
We only take real dead.
But that's not convincing, you said.
Well, the convincing part is what you do before you're dead.
But if I fake dead, then I won't have to be convincing.
We have a test when you come up.
A test?
I'll say to you, look at me without laughing and tell me you're dead.
I can do that.
You want to take a pre-test?
Okay. I'm dead.
Without laughing.
I'm not. I'm dead.
Not even a little smile.
I'm dead.
Oh, God.
So do I get to come up? Oh boy, I'm going to go up there. I'll be right back. I'm going to tell my mom.
You can't tell your mom.
Why not?
Well, when you die, you don't have time to run and tell your mom to say goodbye.
I'll write a fake hang note. Dear Mom, I'm going up there. Will Mom be coming up there?
Yes.
When?
30 years.
30 years?
Yes.
Why can't she come up sooner?
She doesn't want to come.
If I'm telling her that I'm going...
She'll be coming up, but she has your sister down there.
She can come too.
She's not due for 80 years.
Well, I'm cutting it short. She's been down here 4 years more than me. I want to come up now.
She won't want to leave her friends.
I'm not her friend. Mommy will come.
And you'll leave your sister?
Yep.
Why?
I'm her daughter and she loves me. She would do it for me.
But your sister?
She's old enough to be on her own. She can go to Dad.
If you come up here, you'll never get to go back down.
Well, she'll be up here in 80 years. We'll wait.
What's the rush?
I heard good things.
Good things. You really got me in a predicament.
A what?
Up a testament without a pallet. There are many good things down there.
I guess.
Swimming, grass, food.
Yeah.
Why don't you enjoy those things for a while?
I have been.
There are going to be other things besides has-beens.
I guess.
You'll be going through puberty soon. You'll change, become a woman.
Like my sister?
Yes.
I think I'll come up.
That's why you're there, to experience the changes of life.
I haven't enjoyed any of my changes.
Not all changes are enjoyed.
I'll just come up and begin my enjoyment up there.
Won't you feel bad about leaving?
I don't know.
Think of your friends, your sister, your mom, Dad. Won't you miss them?
I don't know.
You must have a hint on how you feel.
I guess.
But you don't know.
I'm 10. I don't know what's going on. I know I want to leave. Something is telling me I should, that I haven't enjoyed things. I don't know what. I'm 10. I should know. I feel colorless. I want to go. You tell me. You've been around. Tell me why I should feel footless.
I can't.
Why not?
I can't walk into your mind and observe why you're feeling that way.
People tell me what things have happened to me. My uncle dies, my parents divorced when I'm 3. Do I have to know how I feel when I'm 3? You can't tell me. You want me to figure it out? I figure I want to come up there.
If you come up, you couldn't fake it. It would have to be real.
Okay.
What if I told you it will all work out in the long run?
The road will work out?
I love you. God loves you.
God?
Yes?
Will you love me all the time?
Always.
Funny.
What?
This rope.
What?
I don't feel up to it right now.
Hey, you feel like jumping rope?
No, just.
I'm tired.
God, me too.
Talk to you in the morning?
Yep. Say hi to my uncle.
I will. Who loves you?
God.
God.
God. What a night.
James, I need for you to describe to me exactly what happened.
Why? What difference does it make?
Because I'm your lawyer, and I can't represent you well unless I know exactly what happened.
I told the police.
So what? Just tell me.
All right. My dad, he was down on the floor and there was blood coming from his head.
Okay, good. This is the details that I need. Go on.
I told my mom we should call the police, but she said, get an ambulance. They'll help him. The police can't help him.
Okay. And what did you do about making the call?
I told her it was too late.
Okay, now James, this is really important. Did you make the call right away?
I made the call.
Okay, good. Tell me about it.
How are you supposed to be when you make a call like that? You know, I actually wondered what voice would be best, like panic, devastation. In the end, I put on this voice like I might cry at any moment. I knew I wasn't going to cry, but it's an easy voice to do.
Well, why did you feel you had to put on a voice?
You can't sound calm, can you? How'd it look? I told the operator that my dad was dead, and she said, what happened?
And
I told her he was dead on my kitchen floor. Then the operator asked me to check for breathing, but I told her there was no point.
How'd you know there was no point?
Because I knew he was dead. And even if he'd been breathing, I would have put my hand over his nose and mouth and held it there till he stopped.
No, don't say that, James. Don't ever say that, and don't ever say that in court. Do you understand?
Yes.
I was asking how you knew that he wasn't breathing.
I knew. I just knew, okay?
All right, what happened next?
Then my mom turns on me and she's screaming.
Go on.
She says, this is all because of you.
What did she mean this is all because of you?
I always got the blame. Every day ended the same. He'd say he was sorry he hit her, but didn't she see that this was all my fault? Didn't she see that if she showed him more respect and spent less time on me, then things would be different? So she'd clean up her cuts or change her ripped clothes and tell him he was right. She'd tell him I was a bad kid and that she put him first. She'd say, "You know how much I love you, Rob?" And he'd say, "You need to show me."
And you say he would act like this often?
When he wasn't there, Mom told me that Dad was under pressure. She'd say I actually was a really good kid and that Dad would change, but I knew he wouldn't. He beat her almost every night.
And she told you not to tell the police?
She made me promise not to tell anyone what he was like.
Well, what did you tell the officer?
That we argued, me and Dad.
And?
And that I hit Dad with a hammer.
Right, but did you tell him why, James?
What, because he hit Mom? No.
James, your mother is saying that her relationship with your father was good.
I know. That's my mom.
James, I will give you the best defense that I can, but the jury's going to hear that a teenager lost it with his father and killed him with a hammer. I mean, do you understand what you're facing?
Yes.
James, you'll go to jail. Is there anything that you can let me tell the court so that maybe they can see why you did what you did?
He's dead. It doesn't matter now, does it?
You'll get a minimum 10 years. You know, but if we can show mitigation...
For the first time in my life, I know that my mom is safe, and that's a price worth paying, isn't it?
James, you have to tell the court about your father's violence.
I can't. My mom couldn't handle it.
She's not the one going to jail.
I won't break my promise.
But I don't understand why.
You can't tell anyone anything that I've told you unless I say that you can, right?
Right. Right, anything that you tell me is privileged information.
Maybe this will make you understand then. Almost every day here, the other kids ask me like the same question every day. What was it like to kill my dad?
And what do you tell them?
I don't tell them anything because I don't know. But maybe someday my mom will tell me.
.473, .474, .475. I was heading home. 187 St. Francis Avenue, that's where I stayed. Been living in the same house since I was a little tyke. I was about 4 years old. Growing up, my father built the Mathis residence from the ground up, brick by brick, layer by layer, and my blood, sweat, tears, child labor. Daddy had me grab each and every little red brick before he laid it in the cement. I still have the cuts and scrapes in my hands from the sharp ones. But I ain't mad. It came out more beautiful than our church gatherings on Christmas Eve. Now, the only time I ever left that house was when I was heading to work. 476, 477, 478. Now, I worked the graveyard shift at McDonald's. Spent 12 years being the grill grand master, flipping them chickens, slamming and jamming, making them magnificent midnight burgers. You know what's real good when you tuck the pickles underneath the cheese? Just like you tucking in your child for a bedtime story. Then you put the little smiley face on for the ketchup lines. Forget Chef Ramsay, call me Chef Kenny. Shit, I ain't got employee of the month put up on that wall for no reason. 479, 480, 481. Now, I was always ready to go to war on that grill. From night till dawn, I was kicking ass and taking names, but my battle scars ain't lie. I used to get these bumpy heat rashes, these juicy pimples, these big ass boils too from the heat in the back. Some of them would ooze up on my forehead and just explode like World War I. Boss Lady Cheryl always had me cleaning the grease pit, wiping the adolescent piss off the toilet seat, and grabbing all that nasty hair off the bathroom sink. And if a customer ever got loud with me, child, I'm no boo-boo the fool. You ain't put no pickles on my burger, lady. The pickles is underneath the cheese, baby. Well, I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. Now, after I would leave McDonald's, I would take the same path home, the same road, the same 527 steps every day. History repeats itself. 481, 42. Now, there's an oak tree on the left with the initials called TM in it, and an abandoned black Honda Civic on the right side of Jefferson, and right up on Carter, I would run into Miss April's dog, Christine, the Chihuahua. I can't stand that little mole rat, but I love me some Miss April. You know, on Sundays, she used to stop by my place and make the most fantastic, crispy, double chocolate chip cookies. Listen, I don't know what she did, but that white lady knew how to make some chocolate chip cookies. I walked this path so many times, I could walk it with my eyes closed. Now, it was a Friday night, the moon was shining bright, there wasn't a problem in my sight, and I was just walking. 44, 45. You know, it's real late out here, ma'am. Where you coming from? I was respectful, because I had some place to be. Yes, sir, I'm on my way home from work. I'm just trying to move it on along. 46, 47. Well, I never seen you out here before. 48, 49. Ma'am, did you hear me? Now, I smiled as big as a slave answering her master. Yes, I did, sir. I'm on my way home. That's 1-8. Ma'am, I need to see your ID. So I went in my knapsack to grab my wallet, and like a bat out of nowhere, I was spread eagle. My hands are up. Don't shoot me, officer, please. Please don't shoot me. I got 38 steps. I just got 38 steps to my house. Just 38 steps. And I went blind that night. Once a year, I walk this path just to relive the good old days. I just came back from smelling those McDonald's burgers, but I can't get by the grill though. So I just stand outside and those burgers just don't smell the same. Well, I best gets to moving, you know. It ain't safe out here for people like me. 490, 491, 492, 493, 494, 495, 496.
Hi, I'm Marissa Smith, and I am the Negro Ensemble Company, Day of Absence 2016 and Poetry Slam 2020.
Hi, I'm Chaz Rubin, and I am NEC. It all began for me in 2015 with a lovely malfunction, and then in 2016 with the Day of Absence, and finally in 2017 with the Soldiers Play.
Hi, I'm Edith Jason, and I am NEC. I've done A Lovely Malfunction 2016, Daughters of the Mock 2017, and Eminently Yours 2019, all at the Negro Ensemble Company.
Hi, my name is Michele Baldwin and I am NEC, Video Tech Designer, Charles Weldon Memorial, Eminently Yours, and Grandma's Quilt, Negro Ensemble Company.
Thank you for riding with us tonight, people. We are deliberating and we will have a winner shortly. I'd like to say thank you. It's part of why I showed up tonight, so that I could say thank you. Firstly, I would like to thank Clayton Banks from Silicon, Harlem, who made a donation that made it possible for the company to get paid. Clayton, thank you very much. Also, over a almost 30-year career in the entertainment industry for myself, I would like to say thank you to the Negro Ensemble Company. I would quickly like to list alumni from NEC that I personally have worked with. Charles Fuller, Paul Carter Harrison, Jack A. Harry, Samuel L. Jackson, Kim Weston Moran, Felicia Rashad, Michelle Shea, Giancarlo Esposito, Douglas Turner Ward, Denzel Washington, Charles Weldon, and Allie Woods. These are all beautiful artists that helped mold me into who I am. While I'm here, I would like to say that Black people in the United States of America are extraordinary. Slowly but surely, we continue to advance towards our rightful place, even in the face of our inalienable rights being held hostage. The privacy of our suffered experience no longer kept neatly intact. So now what? Where is that vehicle to take us to the promised land? That promised utopia of freedom and civility. That vehicle must be created by us, or we will continue to sit in our designated place. We have waited with patience and great restraint. It is obvious to me that equity will not be forthcoming. But I see every day can only be overcome through expression, creation. I'm an artist, an actor, a writer, a poet. I have lived my entire adult life in search of that vehicle that will transport me from my circumstance of oppression. Here I stand in the shadow of the Negro Ensemble Company with hope and longing. My wish being that this shadow will grow into a great looming shade, offering relief from this heat, relief for generations to come. We cannot allow NEC to perish. The legacy of the Negro Ensemble Company has given me and so many others life in a time where the value of that very life is up for grabs. We must claim ownership of our legacy. Charles Weldon, rest his soul, gave his life to the survival of this company. The question now is, what are we willing to do? Thank you.
Hello. So Clayton, I didn't hear who won. Did we have an announcement? McDonald's. McDonald's. Yes. So what I want to do now is say thank you, because the actors worked very, very hard for very, very little money. And so did our tech people and all of our crew. So I just want to say thank you to everyone, and thank you to all of you who came in to see it. And thank you very much for the judges. Good night, folks. We're out. You won.
I didn't. Devin Porter won. That's his monologue. I'm just, the body.